Hi, and welcome to Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal. I'm your host, Erin Summers, joined by NFL Network fantasy football expert, Marcas Grant. Marcas, we are in the playoffs. We have made it. Hopefully, everybody has made it because obviously not everybody can. And those teams that play with 10 teams, well, they still have another week to go. Did you make it into the playoffs, though? Got to ask you that first.
I did. Well, I made it. I play in so many leagues, but I made the playoffs in about half the leagues I was in, which I feel like is a pretty good hit rate in a year that was very, very weird.
Absolutely. All right, going into this week then, who is your top waiver wire target and why is it Seahawks running back Rashad Penny?
I was going to say it's exactly who it is. It is Rashad Penny, who surprised a lot of us last week. I know Pete Carroll came into the week saying that Penny was going to have a big role, but I don't think anybody expected he was going to get you over 130 rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns. It's an offense that still wants to run the ball very heavily, and right now it looks like Penny is going to be getting most of that work. Now, the matchups aren't always great. It's going to be tough to run against the Rams this week, but it's a situation where he's going to get volume, and at a time when people really need running backs, he is going to be on a lot of rosters.
Yeah, almost 27 points by Penny this past week, so that was definitely nice if you had him on your roster. If we're looking for a quarterback at this point in the season, there are some that are dealing with injuries here and not playing up to their potential. Who are you looking at?
I think the first name that popped up for me is Tua Tagovailoa with the Miami Dolphins. And he's been a guy who's been a good matchup-based starter for most of the year and has a really good matchup coming up this week against the Jets, who have struggled in just about every aspect defensively. So he's a nice option to plug in there. If he is not available, Justin Fields actually has a pretty good matchup, the rookie quarterback for the Chicago Bears. They've got the Minnesota Vikings. That is on Monday night. And even though he was up and down last week against the Packers, he still got you 18 fantasy points. And I think he can do something similar this week against Minnesota. If you want a sleeper, kind of a deeper sleeper in deep leagues, Tyler Johnson for the Buccaneers. Right now, they're still trying to figure out who their third wide receiver is. We know Mike Evans, we know Chris Godwin, but as long as there's no Antonio Brown, there's still an opening for somebody to come out and catch the football, and Tyler Johnson might be that guy. But again, unless you're in a really deep league where the waiver wire is kind of thin, it may be a tough pull.
Thank you so much, Marcas. Great to have you, as always, on this fantasy football breakdown presented by Crown Royal. I'm Erin Summers, and this has been another edition of Keys to the Crown.